Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. New week, new set of problems. And I'm telling y'all, I'm here to solve those problems. A lot of discussion being, circled around many fantasy circles with these two running backs right now, seeing a lot of chatter. But I'm telling y'all, I'm all in on these two running backs. That's what the show is going to be about today. And I mean, the value to me is off the chain, and we can get great, return on investment from these two running backs. First one I got, waste no time, Derrick Henry, King Henry. People fading this man already, and I mean fading, you're talking still one of the elite running backs in the NFL, but they're fading this man right now. His ADP has slipped to running back 8, overall 13, meaning you're getting him at 2.01 in 12-team leagues, man, okay? And that's crazy talk to me for still one of the best running backs in the entire NFL. His consistency boom rate last year was a nice 75%. He dealt with some issues, it came off the foot very well. That offense was in complete disarray, playing with backup quarterbacks when Tannehill went down, and he still finished as the running back 4, man. So what do you want from this man? To fantasy points last season, 286.3. I mean, the stat line was crazy. 349 for 1538 and 13 rushing scores. Derrick Henry still got it, man. I get it. We've all been waiting for the fall off. And so many people, even the season prior, the 2 seasons prior, saying Derrick Henry will not replicate the statistics that he's been putting up, and he just continues to do it. I completely understand. Finished last year, number 1 in carries, number 2 in rush yards, number 3 in rushing TDs. So, I mean, the juice is still there. We see the offseason workouts. He's running up dirt hills, and he's still in peak physical condition. What else are we talking about Derrick Henry at 2.01? I understand the youth at the running back position is starting to push him down the board just a little bit, but fading Derrick Henry into the second round is pretty crazy talk right now, and I absolutely love the value. However, where's the caveats that I'm bringing up on Henry? The cliff, the dreaded falling off the cliff because age 30 is coming. He is 29 years of age. He is going to turn 30, and everybody understands, statistically speaking, most running backs do fall off that cliff when they turn 30 years old. Hence why the Tennessee Titans tried to move him this offseason. But still at 29 years of age, this could be the last season that we get the full-on elite productivity from Derrick Henry, and on a discount, man, to boot. How can you not love this about Derrick Henry? Yes, the Titans. Here, let's talk another caveat. They feel like they're, in that confusion state where they're kind of on the fence of the team they have today to the team they want to be in the future, kind of in that, half rebuild mode offensively. And I think they got to understand that this was the final year that they're going to say, we're sticking with Ryan Tannehill, we're sticking with Derrick Henry, and we're going to try to still make one more push in the postseason, try to get in the playoffs and try to make a run. I mean, why not? You still have these guys, the camaraderie still there, the chemistry still there. Ryan Tannehill, if he can stay healthy, this offense can still move with the talent that they do have on offense. They tried to trade Derrick Henry this offseason for what the rumors were suggesting, but I mean, moving that contract was pretty tough, and understanding that, not much was going to come in the return of draft capital or players because he is turning 30 very, very soon. When it comes to how these Titans are trying to do this rebuild, they drafted Hassan Haskins 2 years ago, then they drafted Tajay Spears this offseason. It's very important to understand this, and this is another reason why I think a lot of people are starting to push Derrick Henry down the board because of the addition of Tajay Spears. This is not going to impact Derrick Henry all that much, okay? I get what Tajay Spears is. I do like his game. I think he is a good running back. Don't like the running style, and that was my caveat. If you check out the scouting report I did on Tajay Spears, still like his game. I think he's a good quality running back. But this is meaning how these Titans are moving in the direction where they're kind of going to prep for this dual threat backfield post Derrick Henry in Tennessee. And it could be the Hassan Haskins skill set, being the bruiser, bully type of running back. He's got, athletic ability, but he is that bruiser back that can go up the middle and do those punishment yards, where a Spears is going to be the more elusive speed back and, be a great complement to a Hassan Haskins when Derrick Henry does leave. Because Derrick Henry is, almost old school, we can say. There's not many running backs in the NFL at this point are the, true lead back and take, 340 touches a season. Derrick Henry still is that. But, I mean, with Spears and with Haskins, you can see the writing on the wall potentially being those two running backs in the near future unless they add another running back, depth from the draft or free agency in the coming years if they do decide after this season that it is done and they can't move forward anymore. I mean, with rookie Will Levis as well, second-year quarterback now, Malik Willis, in the waiting. I mean, the Titans are going to take one last kick at the can, but they have this future plan just a little bit set up for them offensively, and you can't dislike it because teams that understand when it's time to pull the plug and when it's time to rebuild, Tennessee seems to me like they're doing it in the right approach, but Derrick Henry for this 2023 season, you're getting crazy value for an RB4, potentially still top 5 running back in all of fantasy football, no question about it. The drop-off will fade Derrick Henry eventually. I don't think it's happening this year. Next one I got is DeAndre Swift, and he is only 24 years old. I'm all in again this season, and I love everything that's going on this offseason for a DeAndre Swift. I get it, man. Everybody's fallen off his wagon as well. He had his ADP has fallen off a cliff, y'all. It is running back 25, overall 61 for Swift. His consistency boom rate last year, only 57.1%. So he did fail you, but he was still over that 50% threshold. You love to see that, but he did fail you in a lot of contests where you were banking on him to do stuff for you. He finished as running back 22 last season, 167.1 points. However, the caveat is when he was on the field, he had 4 top 5 finishes in 2022. We know what DeAndre Swift is. He is a great running back. But what is the biggest issue? It is the injuries. Of course, it's the injuries for a DeAndre Swift. He's missed 10 games in the past 3 years, including last season where he did miss 3 contests. So it is one of those problems that we do see. Can we trust a guy like DeAndre Swift with how much time he has not played, how much time he has missed, how much point productivity does he lose you in a season? I get it, okay? This is a big concern for me as well. But at 24 years of age, I mean, we got to understand also, under the new Lions regime with head coach Campbell, the usage, man, it went down drastically. He saw 151 carries in 2021, which was a career high, to only seeing 99 carries in 2022. He only missed 3 games last year. Why were you not playing this man? Almost like he fell out of favor with the team, almost like he just wasn't part of the scheme. Jamal Williams was just running everything up everybody's culo in the end zone, so all of Swift's TD upside was gone. They weren't utilizing him in the pass game, so it seemed like this new regime just, they had enough. They seen enough, and I mean, clearly it happened. They traded him to the Eagles, and after the Lions drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, so it was completely expendable. Writing was on the wall. Jamal Williams no longer in Detroit. They signed David Montgomery, going with Monty and Gibby show. Then DeAndre Swift becomes expendable, goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. You gotta love it. What does this mean for this season? New situation typically means fresh outlook for players, and I mean, we see it how many times, man. A player goes to a new situation, new environment, new outlook, gets rejuvenated, new look on life, and then he starts to turn it up for however long he plays in the NFL. DeAndre Swift is still a young running back, man, figuring things out. If he can keep his body healthy, we know what he can do on the field. He is a game breaker, a game wrecker, and he can do it in both the run and the pass. So I don't know why y'all fading that, man. Eagles, let's talk these Philadelphia Eagles because the upside is going through the roof, in my opinion. Eagles were 5th best in rushing yards in 2022, 3rd best in rush attempts last season, and number 1 in rushing touchdowns. Yes, Jalen Hurts had a big thing to do with that as well, and can cap the running backs for the top-end upside. I completely understand, but we also talked about a guy named Miles Sanders who also dealt with a big strain of injuries throughout his career with these Eagles. He finally played a full season, 17 games last year with Philly, and he racked up the stats, man. 259 for 1269, 11 touchdowns, and 4.9 yards per carry last season on the ground. Not to mention what he did in the pass game. Miles Sanders proved it, that he could stay healthy and he could be the lead dog in this back. Now if we're discussing who's the better running back, is it Miles Sanders or is it DeAndre Swift? Very good conversation to have because I'm a big fan of both them. And I can even say that, when it comes to pure skill set, I think that DeAndre Swift may have Miles Sanders beat in many categories, even though Miles Sanders is a very talented running back, and I think that he can be good. DeAndre Swift's hands are better. We got to make that clear right off the bat. So if they utilize him in Philly in the pass game, we're going to see a lot of nice plays for DeAndre Swift. Proof is in the pudding. I mean, even when Miles struggled with these injuries, like I'm saying, he was the lead dog in this offense. Swift could jump into that role rather easily. Why, you may say? Because newcomer and often injured running back himself, Rashad Penny, is now the running back 2 on this offense. And, I mean, what are we really expecting from Rashad Penny? He has been even less consistent when it comes to health in his career. Seattle Seahawks seen enough as well, and the Eagles picked him up on the cheap. And, I mean, okay, if Rashad Penny does stay healthy this season, you could see a nice, tandem backfield. They still got Kenneth Gainwell. They still got Boston Scott. So this offense is still predicated upon the ground game, and they're going to continue that way, even though a lot of hype suggesting that Jalen Hurts is taking yet another leap in his passing aptitude, which I could see because he did look damn good last season. The fear is always the trio backfield in Philly, and that's why he's being pushed down as well. Not only with the injuries, but everyone's, terrified with the fact that he's not going to get the touches. DeAndre Swift isn't coming here to be the running back 2, y'all. He's coming here to be the RB1. I'm telling y'all, health aside, we got to hope that he does not miss any time. Maybe 1 or 2 games, fine. I mean, every running back is going to be dinged up from time to time. But I get it. The trio backfield also scares, people from drafting Swift. But when you're talking about overall pick 61 and 544 rush attempts this past year in this Philly Eagles offense, there's plenty of ball to go around for this running back, and it only takes 1 season for some players to break out. And at 24 years of age, I am not ready to say goodbye to DeAndre Swift. I'm all in on this value because it is too darn good, and that means you can stack higher wide receivers on your team before you get a DeAndre Swift, who will likely be your running back 2 anyway. You're talking win-win all day long, and I fully expect if he does stay healthy with these Eagles, that boom rate's going to go up into the 70s, man. No kidding. 4 top 5 running back finishes, even with all those injuries. You just wait for it, man. Do not fade DeAndre Swift this year either. But there you go, man. That is my 2 running backs that I'm all in on this season. Hope you guys enjoy that. We're just getting started with this offseason work. You got to love it, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. Road to 1,000. Hit that like button. We're almost there. Thank you for all the support. Truly appreciate y'all, but we'll see you next time. I am out.